So here we are at Foundation Paper 2, Summer 2014. Grade boundary, you can see for this paper we're looking to get 57, so you need to get 60 to be fairly sure of getting your grade C, which means that if we get everything right up to question 10, beyond that everything you pick up is going to be a bonus to make sure that you get that grade C. So it is a calculator paper, so without further ado, let's take a look at this one. So this is the shopping bill question. Now what you have to be careful here is that you mustn't be careful not to miss that missing gap in that one there. So we've got 6 packs of butter costing £1.24 each, £7.44. 4 kilograms of sugar, 86 pence per kilogram. Make sure you put the 86 pence in as a decimal. £3.44. For this one, we know that it cost £4.62 and each pack was that. So to work out the number of packs, you can do the opposite of the multiplying now. So you can do 462 divided by 154, which is 3, and then you're going to add up your total bill, £15.50, making sure that the 0 has been chopped off the end, so you put it back on the end, not in front or between the two 5s. It's 20% discount, so you write 20% as a decimal times 15.50 3.1, so that's £3.10. Check that the question is not asking for how much he ends up paying. It's asking for the discount, so £3.10 is the right answer. So 4 marks for this up here, 1 for each entry. 1 mark for the method of 20% of that, 1 mark for the answer. The height of a man is not going to be kilometers, it's not going to be meters, it's going to be 170 centimeters, which is 1.7 meters. The weight of a large dog will be 28 kilograms. Capacity of a car's fuel tank. If you think when your parents go and fill their tank, the cost is in litres, so you're looking at either of those. It isn't going to be 6,000 litres, that's a lot of fluid. It's going to be 60 litres. And the floor area of a room will be in meters squared. 1 mark for each of those. Okay, so with a question like this, what you need to do is to first of all work out how much each scale, each little square is going to be. So it's going up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 jumps between 0 and 100. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So each little scale is 20. So 1 box will be 100, 20, 40, 60. So 2 boxes will weigh 320 grams, and they want you to draw this on the scale. So 320 will take you to there. So for that, there are 2 marks, 1 for drawing it, 1 for working it out. If you've just drawn it to 320, you get the 2 marks. So total for the page is 12. Okay, then we're sticking with the scale. So what we've got here now is we've got the two boxes on the scale already, and then we've got 5 cubes put on top of that. So the total weight of the 5 cubes and the 2 boxes will be 620 grams. So now we're going to take off the weight of the 2 boxes, which we've worked out previously as 320. So we're going to have to do 620 take 320 is 300 grams. So the 5 cubes weigh 300 grams. So 1 cube will weigh 300 divided by 5. 300 divided by 5 is 60 grams. So marks for that. So this is the quality of written communication question. So 2 of those 5 will be for how you explain and how you lay out. So there's 1 mark for the 620. There's 1 mark for getting the method of 620 take away 320 divided by 5, and there's 1 mark for 60 grams, and then there are 2 marks for how you communicate. So that's how the 5 arrived at. Then we've got our area question. Now with this one, it isn't just a case of counting the squares, because there is a scale as well. So once we've counted the squares, we know that each one of whatever we've counted is equivalent to 8 square meters, so we then have to multiply by that. So first of all, count squares that cover more than half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. 61 squares there. Now they would accept anything between 57 and 63. So 61 squares, and each of those has got an area, actual area of 8 square meters. So we're going to do 61 times 8, which is 488 square meters. So you have 1 mark for the evidence of how you're counting the squares, then 1 mark for getting 61 or whatever you get, and then the final mark for multiplying it by 8. Total for the page is 8. Symmetry. Turn it around so that you're lined up. This one doesn't join up, so it's going to be a curve to there. It's going to join to that one there, 2 in, 2 in. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. that goes to there, and then you've got this curve up. So this is going just beneath, and then just beneath, and then just beneath. So join those dots together, and that'll give you your curve. So there's one mark for getting all the straight bits and one mark for the curved part. Here, that is known as a radius, R-A-D-I-U-S. If it had gone all the way across, it would be the diameter. Where you have a line that cuts the curve that doesn't go through the circle, that doesn't go through the center, that is known as a chord. This question wants the distance in millimeters. If you printed this off full size, you'll get a different answer to what I'm going to write here, because this has been shrunk down. This is 8.3 centimeters. 8.3 centimeters. Each one of these is 10 millimeters. So that'd be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 83 millimeters is the same as 8.3 centimeters. Draw a line through C that is perpendicular. If it was parallel, it would be the one that would go across there in the same direction. The perpendicular one is at right angles to it. Take one of the lines on your ruler, line it up with the line that you're drawing perpendicular with, slide it across until it's going through C. I'll put a box on. So that's perpendicular. One mark, one mark, one mark, one mark. Total for the page is 6. Question 6. The chart shows the number of millimeters of rainfall recorded in Wrexham and Swansea on 5 different days. So the light grey is Wrexham, and on the same day the dark grey is Swansea. So on the first day, that's telling us that 3 millimeters of rain fell in Wrexham, 4 millimeters fell in Swansea. On which day did Wrexham and Swansea have the same amount? So you're looking for where the heights of the bars are the same, which is day 2. On how many days did Wrexham have less than 4 millimeters of rainfall? So there's 4. So 1, 2, 3 days. Did they have less? Because there they had 4, so that doesn't count. So 3 days they had less. On how many days was there more rain in Swansea than Wrexham? So where is the Swansea bar higher than the Wrexham bar? 1, 2. Find the total number of millimeters of rain that fell on Wrexham over these 3 days. So the light bar, the light column, is 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2.5 plus 5. So that's going to be 17.5 millimeters. What is the median number of millimeters of rain in Swansea over the 5 days? So the median is the middle. So we've got the smallest, we need to put them in order, which is Swansea is the dark line, isn't it? So we've got 3 and a 3 and a 3.5 and a 4 and a 4.5. So the middle is 3.5. So the median is 3.5. Marks for that. 1 mark for each. Straightforward. Question 7. Draw a circle around all the following fractions that are equal to 40%. So, if you want to use your calculator, it's easier usually to get your head around the equivalence between fractions, percentages and decimals. So take your 8 to the 20, type it in as a fraction, press equals, and then SD it. 0.4 is 40%. If you times it by 100, it's 40%. So you're looking for the fractions that have got a decimal equivalent of 0.4. So that one has 1/4, hasn't, 2/5, it's 0.4, 10/40 isn't, 5/20 isn't. So it's those two. Shade in 30% of the following shape. So what you need to do is to work out what percent each of those little parts are. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 bits. So each of those little segments is 10%. So we have to shade in 3. They don't have to be joined, any 3 will do. And then for part C, again, this is a calculator paper, so use your calculator. 5/6, take away 1/3. Okay, so you typed it into your calculator exactly as you see it, press equals, and the answer is 1/2. Simple as that. So on that we've got 2 marks for correctly circling the right ones, getting them wrong. 1 mark for shading in 3 triangles. And for part C, question 7, part C, 2 marks. 1 for the method, but if you can use your calculator, you don't need a method. Total for the page: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Question 8 is a negative numbers question. Again, it's a calculator paper. Use your calculator. Type it in exactly as you see it, but these here are negatives, not subtract. So when you type that into your calculator, you're going to do 3, take away, open bracket, and then to show that it's a negative, it's this one here. So -4 plus, open bracket, -6, close bracket. So it's exactly the same as the way it's typed there. You get 1. Do the same for the second one. 20, take away, 20, take away 3, open bracket, -2, close bracket, plus 5, open bracket, -6, close bracket, -4. So you can just type that into your calculator. The only thing you have to remember is that the signs there are negatives, so you use the negative button and not the subtract button. Calculate 87%. You write 87% as a decimal, just as 87 pence would look if you were writing it in pounds. Times that by the quantity, which is 58. So you do 0.87 times 58, 50.46. Part C, again, on these calculators, you just type it in exactly as you see it. So we create the fraction. On the top of the fraction, we're going to type in 75.61. On the bottom of the fraction, 42.3 plus 6.34. So it looks exactly as it does there. press equals, and they want the answer correct to one decimal place. So the first decimal place is the 5, so it's either 1.5 or 1.6, because the next digit over is 5 or above. It's going to be 1.6. And the last one, again, type it exactly as you see it. 3.4 squared plus square root 6.457. So again, it looks on your calculator identical to the way it looks in the question. 14.10, so to one decimal place, 14.1. So all of that marks there, 2, 4, 6, 8 marks just for using your calculator. Lovely. So where are the marks? 1 mark for this one, 1 mark for the method, 0.87 times 58, 1 mark for the answer. This one, 1 mark for correctly working it out, 1 mark for writing it to one decimal place, and similarly with this one, 1 mark for the method, 1 mark for correctly writing it to one decimal place. Describe in words the rule for continuing each of the following sequences. So that's having 7 added to it, so is that, so is that, so is that. So the rule is to add 7 to the previous number. This one is oscillating, is going positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. So it's being multiplied by a negative number, and the number is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. So 4 times negative 3 would be negative 12 times negative 3. 3 12s are 36. Minus times a minus is a plus, and so on. So we're going to multiply previous number by minus or negative 3. A ticket costs £T, right down in terms of T, the cost of the ticket in pence. So to turn pounds into pence, you're going to multiply by 100. £3 would be 3 times 100, 300 pence. So T pounds would be T times 100, or 100T would be the same. Joan is H centimeters tall, Jill is 3 centimeters shorter. So if Joan was 100 centimeters tall, Jill would be 3 less, 97. So you're taking 3 off. So H, take 3. A block weighs W kilograms, right down in terms of W, the weight of 8 such boxes. W, lots of 8, or 8W, or 8 times W. Doesn't matter, they're all correct. 2 equations to solve now. The first one, 3x is 15. The 3 and the x are joined by a times, so you've got to undo a times 3. So you're going to do the opposite of times by 3, which is dividing by 3. If you divide that side by 3, you have to divide that side by 3 as well. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And the last one, we have to deal with an add 5. We have to get rid of the add 5 by doing the opposite, which is taking off 5. If we take 5 off that side, we have to take 5 off the other side as well. 16 take away 5 is 11. Okay, so question 9. Add 7 to the previous terms. We've got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So they're all right, all wrong. There's no method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for the page. Question 10. The ages in years of the 8 members of an evening class are shown as follows. Find the range. So the range is the largest number, take away the smallest number. So what have we got? So the biggest number there is 47. The smallest number there is 24. So you're going to do 47 take away 24, which is 23 years. What was the range of their ages 1 year ago? Give a reason for your answer. Well, because 1 year ago every age was 1 year less, the range would be the same, because the range would be 46 take away 23. So the range is unaffected. So it's 23 again, because 46 take away 23 is the same. Something like that is what you're looking for, or because all years, everybody loses a year, so the difference between the youngest and the oldest is still the same. Find the mean. So for the mean you need to add them all up. You can do that up there rather than having to write the list again. So let's type that in. So we've got 36 and 28 and 45 and 24 and oops, I got 240 there. Start again. 36 and 28 and 45 and 24 and 31 and 34, 27 and 47. It's 272. So the mean is 272 divided by 8, which is 34. Years old. Marks for that one would be where am I? Question 10. 1 mark for 23. Here you're going to have 1 mark for saying 23 and 1 mark for your explanation about why it's the same. And for this one you're going to get 1 mark for the 272, 1 mark for 272 divided by 8, and 1 mark for the answer. And then for question 11, which I think gets us into the C's, yeah, so we'll do question 11 and then I'll stop the clip. So question 11 is a scale drawing, so it won't work shrunk down. So here is the full one. Well, actually it would actually work, because I don't have to draw a line. Anyway, at home you'll have probably printed out this size, so I'll do it this size. A and B are 2 ports shown on the map with a scale of 1 centimetre equals 10 kilometres. Measure and find the straight line distance from A to B. So from A to B, I'll just put a little dotted line in so that I'm showing the examiner what I'm actually measuring. So in centimetres, that distance is 11.4. So A to B is 11.4 centimetres, and every centimetre is 1 kilometre. So 2 centimetres would be 20 kilometres, 3 centimetres 30 kilometres. 11.4 centimetres times 10 is 114 kilometres. And then part B, ship on a bearing of 097 from A and on a bearing of 342 from B. Plot the position of the ship and mark it X. So from A, we are on a bearing of 342 degrees. So bearings, remember, you measure from north, so the 0 lines up with north. You put the centre on A, and we need a bearing of 097 from A. So 097 is 97 degrees. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 90 is there, 100 is there, 97 is there. And when you draw this line, you don't know how long it needs to be, so just draw it across the page like that, and then show that that angle there is your 97. Then to fix where the ship is, we need the bearing from B, which is 342 degrees. So you're going to move your measurer, put the center on B, and you need to measure around now 342 degrees, and I don't think I said it, it's always measured clockwise, so you're always turning in this direction, and we're going around, so 342 is right the way around, 320, 330, 340, 342. Draw that in, and where the lines cross, put a dot, call it X. So this angle all the way around there, it's nearly back to the start, which would be 360 degrees, is 342. So for that part A, there's 1 mark for the 11.4 centimeters. There's 1 mark for the method of timesing by 10, and 1 mark for the answer. And for part B, there's 1 mark for the 97 degree angle, there's 1 mark for the 342 degree angle, and there's 1 mark for getting X and showing clearly where it is on your graph. So 6 marks for that question, making total for that page 6, and 6 is 12. So you get that far and you've already nailed your C.